Hey everybody, Chris here, coming to show you some more yard sale and thrift store finds. This is a lot of stuff. This might be the longest video, so if you're thirsty, you gotta pee, pause the video, go do that, go grab a drink, come back. We got just a lot of stuff to go through. So let's get into it. I'm gonna try not to go over too many selling prices this time because it'll take forever. But yeah, we'll start down here. Got a couple flash bars at a yard sale for free. The guy just was like trying to clear out the house and he was just basically giving half the stuff away, so that was cool. Already sold one for 15. Over here we got a few Walkman. Paid $2 for that. Not sure how much that goes for. Paid $1 for this. Kind of weird. It's got a shoelace instead of a strap. And I think I pulled this at a Goodwill outlet, actually. Maybe I grabbed it at a yard sale, but I'm pretty sure this is Goodwill outlet. In here we got a box full of Battlegrounds crossbows and catapults, I think. Haven't gone over it, but I bet it's a complete set of the base set, which I think I've had for a while also out of the box. So we'll see about that. Let's go over some cases. I got this Game Boy Advance case with the purple one and some of those games. Paid $1 each for these. Pokemon, Pikachu, a little dirty. Regular Game Boy one. Paid $0.25 for this one at a different yard sale. That was, yeah, that's all I got at that. And then that one. So I've been selling these cases for about $10 each. Some a little bit less, but decent there. Got a Turtle Beach headset at Salvation Army, $8.99, but I think it was actually less schmittering and it is $6.99. I didn't really notice, but I think these go for about $30. Got a Game Boy Advance SP. Not sure yet if it's in 001 or a 101. Haven't charged it. Only $3 for that. They went inside to find other video games, but it was mostly sports and like little girl games. So this is all I got. Paid $1 for a Sony micro cassette player. These usually go anywhere from like 25 to 75. I'm not sure how much this one will go for, but I only paid $1. Got a couple DSs. This is a DS Lite. It's got a broken hinge, and the DSi seems to work fine. Paid $10. Came with this little stack of games I'll show you. Only a charger for this one though, so actually I think I'm out of chargers for these, which is annoying because I think later in the day I was at a yard sale. I bought 2 games and they were actually, I guess they were only SP chargers, which would have came in handy for that, but anyway, don't have a charger for that. Got a couple different copies of Flux. The older ones go for a few bucks, but I think the last time I had the top one, I sold it for like 30. I think that's 3.5 or 3.1, and I've never had the bottom one. Unfortunately, I think both are missing like 2 cards, so I'm gonna double check that they didn't mix them together and smash the Game Boy real quick. Anyway, I got this Game Boy for I got this with those cases. I think I only paid $2 for it. It's got scratches and a little bit of gunk, but it works fine. Then this Game Boy paid $8. Came with that case. Came with that small stack of Game Boy games and the 2 Sega games I'll show you in a bit. Missing that, but it works fine. They have extra battery covers. Got a little pile of iPods. These 2 I got for free where I bought this controller. I'll show you that real quick. This is a Halo 3 controller, I believe. Yeah. Didn't have the back. I paid $2 for it, I think. I think it goes for about 35, 40. Seems to work fine. But the guy just gave me these because he's like, yeah, I just tried them and they're both broken. I'm gonna see how it goes. Either way, neither are really worth all that much anymore. But I can always sell it for parts. But this one, it's got a few cracks. I think I paid like $1 or $2. I also got a VCR that already sold. It was DVD combo. But anyway, got another iPod. I bought this with an N64 up there, which came with that cool extreme green controller. Show you real quick in the light. Oh no, because this Tower Games is kind of making everything dark. But the extreme green controller, I was pretty pumped to see that because I had not seen extreme green controller ever. So that was really cool. I paid $40 for the N64, the iPod, and there are 3 games over there. One of which already sold for $29, so not too worried about that. And then I'll show you this Apple stuff. I got a Apple Pencil. I don't know if I'm just like plugging it in wrong, but I couldn't get it to charge. I think I might just need to try a different cable or something, but I think these go for like a lot new. I'm not sure how much they go for used, but I'm gonna hopefully get that working. I also don't have a tablet to even test it on, I don't think. But anyway, paid $8. I got this as well. At first I thought it was a trackpad. I don't know why, but it's a disk drive. I plugged it into my laptop and didn't turn on, but I'm going to plug it into my Mac Mini, see if that works. My laptop's been a little finicky lately, so I hope it's just like didn't want to power it or didn't accept it because it already has a disk drive. I don't know, but let's hope it works. Not sure how much that goes for. Let me stop moving the stuff. Another iPod here. This is $5. iPod Classic, 160 gigs. This is gonna go between 100 and 200. A little solitaire light game. I think I got this at like Savers for probably like $2.99. Just another book. I had a few more. They're already gone, but this one traded in for more than it would sell for, so I grabbed that. Hopefully it's still in my trade-in list. Little calculator. I got that with some PS4 games. One of them's gone. It was this was last weekend. It was Pac-Man Championship Edition 2 plus the Namco Classics. I think I paid $6. I got that game, Marvel in there, and then there's a couple PS2 games, and I think Smash Brothers for Smash Brothers Brawl. Then we got this. Oh yeah, this is another book I got. Porsche 944 manual. Old auto manuals sell decently. It does take a little while, but seems like this one goes between like 20 and 30, so probably on the lower end of that. I got a Pac-Man board game, which I haven't gotten in a while. Box is real beaten up. Looks like everything's bagged inside though, so I'm hoping it's all there. That was $1 at a yard sale. Then I got Risk Halo Wars. I think that was $2.99 at Savers. Got a couple Lego Movie Lego sets. These were $20 each at a consignment shop I go to occasionally. I think I also got something else while I was there. I don't really remember what. Those each go for about $40 to $45. So I'm not gonna make too much, but it was worth grabbing. Another copy of Yahtzee Folio Deluxe next to a couple more from last videos. That one is actually the first complete one I've gotten in a while, so I was happy about that. A little Carmen Sandiego game there. Already sold for $15. Got that at Savers for $2. And you got Super Mario Chess, which I think I got at Goodwill for $2. I think that goes for like 40, maybe a little bit less. And on top of that, I got a couple Polaroid Amigos. I got that, the Pronto, and a Time Zero. Time Zero already sold for 40, but I paid 15 for the 4 of those. It came with a couple cases too. And then under that, we got a Polaroid Sun. I paid $2 or $3 for that. Got a One Step. I think I paid 20 for it, but it came with 2 sealed packs of film, which I already sold for 32, $29, I forget. But I already made my money back plus some. So now just whatever I get from that. And I got, oh no, actually I got the Sun, this one, and this great one. If you didn't notice that yet, Polaroid Alpha 1. I paid $50, and it came with a stack of Master System games. I'll show you in a bit. $50 for that. So this is gonna go between like 100 and 160, I think, right now. Probably on the higher end. Might even be more, but I know this top sticker coming off is gonna make it a little less. This one I paid $5 for. The guy had 15 on it, but I only paid 5, and he was like, "I'll take 5." And then this one, I don't know if I've ever had this one before, maybe, but it is a Pronto RF Sears Special. Now I've had some Sears Special camera before, but I don't remember if it was this one. I think I paid $2 or $3. It was probably 3. It came with this flash, came in a bag. I'm not sure how much of that'll go for, but definitely more than the Pronto, I would imagine. And then a link cable. I think this was probably Savers for like a couple bucks. This was great. Bought a GameCube for $25. Came with that original PlayStation, a stack of games, one of which was Resident Evil 2, which I already sold for, I think that sold for $30. So I've already made my money back. Like after fees, I guess I've broken even. But yeah, it came with a Game Boy player and a GameCube, which I'll show you. It's just over there because it didn't work. It would turn on. It would not read the discs. It wouldn't read this disc, even though it looks great. It wouldn't read any of the other discs I put in it. So sell that for parts. Probably get like $5 to $10. But the Game Boy player, last time I had one, I think I sold it for $80. I'm not sure how much they go for now, but you always need the disc to make it super valuable. Then we have a Wii, which was modded, I guess, and I don't even know. I haven't plugged it in. He said every game is on this hard drive, though. I don't usually buy modded Wiis, but I literally bought that white Wii at the same yard sale from like the guy's dad. I only paid $10 for that. I think so. I paid $8 for this one, I think, or maybe reverse. I might have paid $8 for that, and I might have paid $10 for this one. Tons of controllers. Only came with Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, and I think the other one came with Wii Sports as well. But yeah, we'll see what's on that hard drive. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it. I'm not really sure. Then we'll get to this stack of consoles. So I already told you about the N64. The guy was really hard bargain on that, because at first he seemed like he really wanted to get rid of it, and then he had to ask his wife, and then his wife was like, "But that's the N64." But like, I never heard her say that until she came out and she's like, "Yeah, just sell it." So I think he might have been making up a story, but I was fine with it. I'll show you the games. There's only 3, but they're all good. So then one of the original Nintendos I paid $35 for. It came with this stack of games, which I haven't even really looked at. I just saw 2 or 3 that were in there that I knew would be worth it. Kid wanted $30 for the system, then he wanted $4 a game. I just offered him $35, and he's like, "Sure." So that worked out for me. And then the Super Nintendo, the other original Nintendo, and the PlayStation. That was a great block of yard sales. There was 3 on the same street, really close to each other. First lady had to talk to her husband about selling her games, so I went across the street. Guy, he asked about video games. He's like, "No, our son, he still plays all his." And I'm like, "Well, is there any that you own that like you're in charge of for when you were younger?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I got like one of the Nintendos." And he's like, "The second one was like Super Nintendo?" He's like, "No, I think it's the original." And he just went and got a box, and it was the Super, the original, and a PlayStation. So that was awesome. Asked him how much he wanted. He said $40. I've been doing this thing where I just haven't been haggling at all. I probably should have countered at 30 and he probably would have took 35, but I don't want to hear like a somewhat reasonable offer lately. I've just been like, sure. So I gotta kind of curve that back, because Saturday I literally ran out of money and just had to go to the bank, and then by that time yard sales were over, so to be a little more thrifty so that I don't run out of cash. But yeah, it was awesome. $40 came with a stack of Super Nintendo games that you can't see, but and a stack of PlayStation games. Oddly, no original Nintendo games. I asked if there were games for that, and he's like, "No, this is all I know of. Like, I'm not really sure. I don't think there's anything left." So I wasn't gonna press him about it, but because it was a good enough deal as is. But we'll go over those games in a bit, and then I'll just show you those two Xbox 360s. One is a 20 gig, and the other is a 60 gig, the one with the shiny disk drive. Paid $10 each for those. Two different yard sales. One this weekend and one last weekend, I think. I mean, there might have been both last weekend, but came with some games. Some of them already sold. I think it was like a NASCAR game, ATV versus whatever game. So that was great. And then on top, I got a black Wii. That was $10 at a yard sale. They wanted 40. Came with one of these bricks. So that's my first of the year. Usually end up between like 5 and 10 balance boards, but yeah, I just talked them down to 10 because it was towards the end of the day. It was like right as I was running out of cash too. I only had $22, so I was like, I don't really have a lot of money. I can give you $10 for it. And they're like, the lady wanted 75. We had to talk her down to 40. I guess it was just some benefit thing. So they were like, we just need this stuff to be gone. So, yeah, $10 is fine. And they're like, but you have to take the balance board, because I was like, how about $10 and you keep the balance board? But they insisted I take it. So that's usually how it goes. Yeah. So move on to over here. Part of those 3 yard sales was I got that VCR DVD combo plus this stack of DS and 3DS games, which I'll show you in a bit. I paid $23 for those. Paid $1 for Risk 22 AD, 2210 AD. I paid, I think, $4.99 for Godzilla at Savers. I think he goes for about 20 to 30, 35 maybe. And then this was really cool. A little Mario statue. I think it's First Foreplay, or I'm not really sure the name of the company, but they make a bunch of these. This is the cheapest one though. He's gonna go for about 40 to 50. I paid $2 for him at Goodwill, so I thought that was cool. I'd never seen him before, and he holds your 3DS or your DS in his hands pretty well. Little black brick which you can't see. It's PS2 Slim. I got that. I got the Atari Junior, the 4-switch Atari 2600, and a Tandyvision, which I guess is Radio Shack's version of the Intellivision. Got all that for $50. It came with this stack of games. The guy kept going in and coming out with like a couple things at a time. First I was like, do you have the power cord for this? And he went and got a power cord for that. And then he came back and I was like, do you have Sega stuff? And he like came back with this and he was like, I don't know, is this Sega? I was like, yeah, this is Sega. And he had like an empty case, which he like somehow made vanish. And then a few more Atari games. Unfortunately, I don't think any of them are really great. I think Donkey Kong on top there is the best, but we'll go through them. Yeah, $50 for that. He at first was like, I want 35 for this and 35 for that, and $10 for the PlayStation for some reason. He's like, I want $50 for this, and I was like, how about 50 for everything? He's like, sure. So it was kind of weird. He's like, yeah, I got like 12 Ataris. So I think if I kept asking him to go inside, he probably would have came back with a bunch more Ataris. And this is the last technically not a game thing. I got a Amiibo, a Wolf Link. I'm just gonna put this on the shelf / maybe use it if it's not fake, because I think I bought a Animal Crossing amiibo forever ago at the consignment shop that I bought those Lego sets at, and the amiibo doesn't register, so I think it might be a fake one. I already threw the box out forever ago, so I can't even like compare, but hoping this is real, hoping it works. But yeah, it's cool. 50 cents for that. And now we'll just get into these games. We're gonna just start with the only Intellivision game. This was in the system, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. He thought he had more, but it just ended up being, I'll show you in a sec. Actually, it's not. Oh, I knocked it off, yeah. He thought this was one too, but some companies just like added on this extra hunk of plastic to their Intellivision game so it would work in an Atari. Adventures of Tron, which I don't know. Actually, I don't know if this is like a rare game or not. Tron Deadly Discs for, I think it was actually Intellivision. So I'm not really sure about Tron there. But yeah, that's the only Intellivision game we had, which is fine because they're really not worth anything. Coming here, I found this and a copy of Nintendogs at Goodwill Outlet, just in the bottom of a thing. Nintendogs I just put in a blank case. It's in here somewhere. It's probably right there. And then Metroid Prime Hunter's First Hunt. So this is actually that demo. So this isn't really worth much at all. And this came with the purple Game Boy Advance. Nothing crazy. We got Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duelist Soul, I think. Scooby-Doo. Tom and Jerry Infernal Escape. Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets. And The Grinch. He also had a copy of Pokemon Yellow. He wanted $10 for, and I just said it wasn't really worth it because the battery was probably dead. And a lot of the Pokemon games have come down since they've been released digitally, so I wasn't going to pay $10 for it to not work, you know. Then these came with the 2 DS's. Spider-Man 2. Look at that in a second. Backyard Football. Paperboy and Rampage. And say Alex Rider Stormbreaker or Reflex Rider. No, Alex Rider Stormbreaker. So I don't even know what that is. And then this is what I definitely paid $10 for. It was Crash Mind Over Mutant. It's about a $20 game. Then we got Pirates of the Caribbean, Wipeout 2, and Moshi Monsters, which I probably still have a copy of last summer. Sega games, we got Real Monsters and Tecmo Super Bowl 3. Tecmo Super Bowl usually goes for a decent amount. I'm not sure about Real Monsters. Those both came with those Game Boy Advance games. This was the Sega game that the Atari came with. NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Pretty good. Not complete. I might have a manual for it though. So that usually goes for 10, but maybe more. Yeah, let's do the Atari games late. Forget it. Let's just do it. They're probably gonna fall over, but you know, things happen. So we got Donkey Kong, which is probably the best one. Vanguard, Video Checkers, Space Jockey, Haunted House, Star Master, River Raid. I think they also all have these like old Goodwill stickers on them too, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to get those off. The newer ones just peel right off. They look like they've been on there like 20 years. Missile Command, Solaris, Skydiver, Asteroids, Night Driver, E.T., you know, fantastic game. Actually, it might be worth a little bit more now because people think it's good for some reason, even though it's regarded as the worst game ever. I think people just wanted to say they have it. Phoenix, Pole Position, and Yars Revenge. I didn't knock it over yet. Good. Keep E.T. out of the frame. Okay, now we'll go through this stack. So this is a big mix of stuff. Hoping I didn't show these last video. Goodwill had a bunch of PlayStation, and I think this was the only Sega CD game. They were just in clear like this, jewel cases, all $2 a piece. I grabbed a bunch trying to like find out which ones were good, which ones were bad. I had terrible service, so might have left behind one or two good ones. I'm not really sure, but got Prince of Persia for Sega CD. Have not tested that yet. This came in one of those 360s, I think. This came with the Super Nintendo. So did all this. Tomb Raider 3. Some games I've never seen before. Wing Commander 4, Price of Freedom. Games I didn't even know were on PlayStation. Tomorrow Never Dies, I remember that. Myst. I guess these are all upside down, which is great. Yeah, I've never heard of this Invasion from Beyond. Not really worth anything, though. Resident Evil Director's Cut. Safe and Filter. Back to the clear case games. Bloody Roar 2. Tenchu Stealth Assassins. Metal Gear, I think, came. That might have came with the clear ones, actually. This I paid like 50 cents for at a yard sale. And I think I got... No, he had an iPod, but it was trashed. I think I got like a memory card or something, too. Wii Sports came with one of those Wiis. Let's toss it there. World Is Not Enough. Quake 2, I think, was also one of the $2 games. And this is more than likely Nintendogs. Yep, Lab and Friends, in case you need specifics. This I bought at a yard sale with the other game here. The other game is not here. Twisted Metal Small Brawl. So that sold for 10 or 15 already, and this just sold for, I think, 15, but I ended up paying 5. The guy wanted 15 alone for this, and he wanted a ton of money for just penny games. It was weird. He's like, I looked them all up. This is how much they're worth. I'm like, well, I don't know where you looked, but you looked in the wrong place. All right, we'll go through the more modern stuff. So I paid $5. I got Wii Sports and Mario Kart Wii. This is where I should have also bought some DS/Game Boy Advance chargers. This came with a stack of Nintendo games, actually. Left 4 Dead 2. Leaf Hit Plus came with the balance board. This came with the modded Wii. This came with one of the 360s. That's already sold for 13. This came with the modded Wii. It was disc only, but I had a case. But I also haven't tested it, and it's really scratched up, so we'll see. Bully came with the clear Game Boy Advance, which I paid $8. This, that, and 3 of those cases. Paid $1 for Harry Potter. This came with a calculator, King of Fighters collection, Hirachi Saga. That came with one of the 360s. A bunch of these 360 games came with that. And I'm going to stop telling you what came with what, for the sake of time. So we got New Super Mario Bros. Wii. This came with a PS2, which these might be in last video, sorry. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 4, SOCOM, Formula 1 2001, Tide 2. So those actually might be in last video, sorry if they are. Super Mario Galaxy, Skate 3 might be in last video. Brawl, Monster Hunter Tri, which I shouldn't have bought. I think I bought this and Super Mario Galaxy for like $2 at a yard sale, and not really worth it. Hobbit, Lego, Jurassic World. I don't have these. These will go in the collection until I platinum them. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 also going in there. Sealed copy of Kung Fu Panda, Indiana Jones, Shaun White, Tony Hawk Proving Ground, FIFA 09, GTA 5. I think I got that at Goodwill for $2. This was in Goodwill Outlet, so I paid like nothing for that. Monster Jam, Path of Destruction. I got this at Savers for I think $3 or $4.99. That actually goes for like $20, I think. And these came for camera. We got this is empty, but then Alex Kidd High Tech World, Great Golf, it's a mega cartridge, Monopoly, Hang On and Safari Hunt, and Alex Kidd Miracle World. Great grab. It doesn't have the manual, but works well. I think this one's like a $35 to $50 game about. Whoa. Now, this came from the block of the 3 yard sales. So the bottom half is from the lady who had to talk to her husband. And then when I came back, she had a ton of games out. I think I could have bought all of them from her for basically nothing, but I ended up walking away with just the valuable ones plus a couple randos. Because if you can't tell, I'm a little packed. So I'm going to have to send some of this stuff out. But some of it did sell. So this down came from that lady. This up came from VCR lady. We got 2 copies of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Kind of a beat copy of New Super Mario Bros. 2. Mario Kart 7. Paper Mario Sticker Star. Mario Party DS. Mario and Sonic London 2012. Another copy of Sticker Star. And a copy of Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. So then these 2 actually paid $25 for. The guy looked up this one and was talking about how it's like $100, and I was like, maybe sealed. Smash is about a $50 game in the condition it's in right here. Chibi Robo, on the other hand, is getting close to $100 in value. So I paid $25 for these 2 games. Definitely worth it, but definitely like hit my wallet kind of hard, especially when I show you this stack, which I paid $17 for. So we got Metroid Prime, Alien Hominid, Medal of Honor Rising Sun, Twilight Princess, probably the best game in here. Resident Evil 4, Beyond Good and Evil, Fatal Frame 2. I think this is about a $35, $40 game. Might be a little less actually. Everything's starting to blend. Wave Race Blue Storm, Zelda Collector's Edition, Mega Man Anniversary, Time Splitters 2, Beautiful Joe, Donkey Konga 2, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, 13, which I thought this was worth more, but I think it's the GameCube version that is. Aquatoon Hunger Force Zombie Ninja Pro Am, Dark Alliance, that's already sold for 15. So I don't know, For the Room, I did not believe how much this was going for. It's like 40, I think. I don't remember the last time I had it, but it definitely was not 40. It was maybe 20. So, hoping it will sell for 40. Donkey Kong Jungle Beat, Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why I grabbed this, because it's not really worth anything. And Turok Evolution. So that was $17 for that. Now we're running out of rum. So I haven't really looked at these games. I noticed Kung Fu, and I noticed Double Dragons, and then just a bunch of other random games. So this was $35 plus the Nintendo. So we got the Game Genie. That's like $12, $15 right there. Kung Fu, Double Dribble, Roger Rabbit, Mach Rider, Snake Rattle and Roll. I feel like this is a game I should probably look up because I haven't heard of it. Hopefully it's valuable. Excite Bike, Dino Ricky. This was one I did look up because it was a Hudson game. This is only about $5. Goonies 2, Star Tropics, which is always... I'd never heard of it, and then when I got to college, one of my friends was like, I love Star Tropics. I've still never played it, so... Slalom? You know, Olympic skiing. Wheel of Fortune, Monopoly, Star Voyager, Just Duck Hunt. I was talking to the guy's mom, and he was like, no, he didn't want Mario, and he didn't want Zelda. And I was like, he didn't want the 2 like best games, and he's like, yeah, that's just how he is. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, Disney Adventure in the Magic Kingdom, which is a Capcom game. Forget if that's valuable. Bugs' Birthday Blowout, and Double Dragon 2. So decent stack. Some of those are kind of whatever, but $35 definitely worth it. And then we'll come here. These were the 3 N64 games. Got Rampage World Tour. Did not believe how much this was going for. I think, I already forget, but I think it's over $20. It might even be 30. Because the PlayStation game is like $5 to $10. Zelda, Ocarina of Time, great, and GoldenEye, which that already sold for $29. And then got some manuals with the Super Nintendo games that came with, the Super Nintendo. Return of the Jedi, Williams Arcade Greatest Hits, and Donkey Kong Country. And if you guessed it, those games are all here too. So yeah, Williams Arcade Greatest Hits. I'm not sure how much this goes for. It might be okay because it's got Joust and Defender. Excalibur 2097. Beavis and Butthead. Star Fox. It's like King of Wrestling or something. Boxing Legends of the Ring. Sorry, boxing. Donkey Kong Country. Super Mario World. Time Tracks, which looks real gross. I think it's just one of those void stickers that didn't come off. Super Return of the Jedi and Super Street Fighter 2. So that's almost 40 minutes of me recording. I'll hopefully have cut it down for you so it's not that long. But yeah, that took a bit. So yeah, pretty much killed it Saturday. Yesterday all I got was that Game Boy Advance, the recorder, and the tape player, and maybe something else here. But yeah, Saturday was awesome. Last weekend was pretty good as well. So yeah, I did try to do some live filming. It didn't really work out, unfortunately, but I will try to do that more. Most of these finds I did have to ask for, so it's not like most of this was out. All this Atari stuff was, but yeah, I'll try and incorporate more live because I know a few people have been asking for it, and it's definitely more interesting. But yeah, so thanks so much for watching. Please like the video. Please subscribe. I think I have to hit like 1,000 subscribers before I can like turn monetization back on, and that sure would be great. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and hopefully this video doesn't take too long to come out, and I'm sorry if it does. So, goodbye.